Welcome, everybody, to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima, and I'm a life and love transformational coach and founder of Single and Stilettos. Today, we have a very special guest, Dr. Diana Kirschner. She is a PBS love expert, psychologist, and best-selling author. And I'm so excited because today we're talking about why can't I seem to find the one? So before we jump into it, Dr. Diana, I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about you and what made you write all these amazing books.
Well, thank you, Suzanne. I'm so happy to be with you. Yes, well, of course, I had a long, horrible struggle finding love. Had a very difficult childhood, born the fifth daughter to a family that only valued boys. And so I went through a lot of grief and wound up studying how to create love and getting a PhD in psychology and marrying the love of my life. And I've been married to him for decades. So out of that, I've been paying it forward with a team. I work with a team of love mentor coaches, and we've worked with tens of thousands of people all around the world. So it's been a blessing. It's been amazing.
I love that. I love that how you talked about paying it forward, because it's so true. It's like sometimes people will find love and they're like, I'm good, but they don't worry about anyone else. And you know that saying, love makes the world go round, right?
Exactly.
Well, awesome. Well, so can you share with the women today why they can't seem to find the one? Because I've been hearing a lot of frustration from women as to why they can't find the one.
Yes. Well, the main thing is that there are actual unconscious patterns. We have unconscious patterns, all of us do, but sometimes they're very strong. And these unconscious patterns cause us to continuously repeat, dating in such a way that we just can't find the one. I call them dead-end dating patterns. They're dead-end dating patterns. And so we unconsciously are just caught up in that. And, I know you want to talk, you want to talk about three different reasons today, and we'll get into three dead-end patterns, but there's actually more.
Of course there are, but we only have a couple minutes for this podcast.
Unfortunately, there's a lot.
We'll
and you
take
could have
the
more
top
than one.
three.
So, but, that's the thing. And that's why it's so helpful to have somebody else to weigh in on what you're doing. Yes. Because we just don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know, what we're missing. We just don't. That's why it's unconscious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the thing. And so the first step is to really become conscious of whatever pattern you've been playing out. And then you can go to some of the deeper sources of that, and then you can go to having a mentor or somebody come in to help you overcome that pattern, For example, the first one I want to discuss is the I'll make you love me. The I'll make you love me pattern, right?
Right.
And so you get somebody and you fall madly for him, but he's just not that into you, really, or not that into having a future with you. He may be into you, but not a future the way you want it.
Right.
So, in the I'll make you love me pattern, you just feel like, geez, if I get him tickets to the playoffs, or I am amazing in bed, or, I've seen women hold on to guys literally for 10 years. I'm not kidding. In a way that is so heartbreaking. If I just do this, if I just do that, or he has problems, so I'm going to help him, right? You and I were talking about possibly helping someone who is, let's say, a narcissist, right? So you think, well, maybe he can get over it. If it's a real narcissist, that is, he can't really have reflection about himself and in terms of what he's, doing, and no one really exists outside him. You can't help him, right? But if you're in the I'll make you love me pattern, That's what you know to do. That's what you know to do. You're going to make him a bigger dinner. You're going to be, taking him away to, some fantastic vacay or whatever it is, together. The idea that you will make him love you. But the thing is that you can't make anybody love you.
Does that go deeper into a self-esteem and self-worth issue when a woman is that way, where she's like, I'm going to try and make him love me, and then she, like you said, she hangs in for 10 years? Is that where it goes deeper?
Yeah, and it's not always for 10 years. It can be happening over a few months. But yes, it has to do with self-esteem and the feeling that nobody's just going to love me. Nobody's just going to love me, right? Yeah. I always have to produce to make somebody love me. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you can see that playing out with girlfriends too. Like, you're always taking care of them. They're always using you. You never really get a turn to get helped, right? But they want help from you all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to produce in order to be loved. But see, we need to be loved unconditionally. We need to be loved unconditionally. We really, really do. And that's why, sometimes it's so important to have a very loving mentor. For me, the only reason I was able to be with Sam, my husband, is because I had a loving fairy godmother, who was really a man, but was like a fairy godmother to me, who said, you're lovable, right? I didn't feel lovable growing up. I really didn't. And I certainly did, I'll make you love me.
Right. Oh,
yeah, I had that pattern. I'm going to make you love me. Because I didn't feel lovable. But then I had a mentor who was very loving to me. Even though it was a guy, it was not sexual in any way, but it's like a good father, a good, loving, prizing father. He said, you're amazing, you're lovable, you're wonderful. And I took that in, and that healed me. And so that's the cornerstone of, I have a team of love mentor coaches, and that's the cornerstone of what they do. They are really like fairy godmothers who are loving to help the person feel that, experience that.
Exactly. And you know what, Dr. Diana, I love that you shared that about your own personal life, because a lot of people would look at someone like you and say, oh, she has it all put together. She wrote all these books. She was on PBS. She had, a special on PBS. But I mean, like you said, you were able to turn this around. So you're helping other women turn this around. And I love that.
Thank you. I've been very blessed, very, very blessed.
Right. So what's another reason why a woman can't seem to find the one?
Well, another dead-end dating pattern is the not perfect, I'll pass, right? Not perfect, I'll pass. Well, I met this guy, but he's a little short, or he's a little balding. I really can't go for that, or he's not as successful as I thought. I would be with someone who's much more successful. Mm-hmm. It's the not perfect, I'll pass, right? And in that pattern, perfectly great guys come along, but they are rejected. Often these guys who are in the woman's early years, hey, there was a great guy when I was 25. I should have been with him, right? But it was the not perfect, I'll pass. And that's an insidious pattern, really, really insidious. There is no perfect guy.
And there's no perfect woman either. We're not perfect.
There's no perfect guy. So there's going to be something that is not what you expected, at least one thing, maybe two things. But, I have 3 criteria for choosing a guy. And number 1, is he crazy about me? Number 2, is he willing to grow? That's very important. Even though he's not perfect, is he willing to improve himself? Because he could become unbelievable,
Yeah.
And number 3, is he meeting the basics in terms of my some chemistry and some, values and goals and everything, So those are the important questions. But usually the truth is that love comes in a surprise package.
I love that. It's like we all like surprises, right?
Right. Love comes in a surprise package. So, the woman says, I must have a tall, dark handsome guy, and she winds up with a short, blonde guy, slightly balding.
I think it's more
he's amazing.
Yeah.
But he's amazing. And her girlfriends are jealous.
Exactly, because of the way he treats her and the way he makes her feel, right?
Exactly. Right.
Okay, so what's the last reason why a woman can't seem to find the one?
Okay, the last one that is very, very common is the flame out. I call this the flame out, right? Which is where you meet someone and it's hot and you think he's the one maybe, and you jump in and you have a 5-hour date and you have sex and and it's just too much intimacy too soon, and it explodes and it goes nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
This pattern is also fueled by fear, because you feel like you have to jump in quickly. It's like grabbing onto somebody. Also, immediately having kind of a shared fantasy about it with the guy, like a shared fantasy. You're the one. Oh, it's so good. I haven't talked like this. Oh my God, I can't talk to anybody like this. It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so great. Puff. Flame out.
Yeah, and I've seen that happen a lot because, right, the woman thinks that she doesn't want to lose something, and if she doesn't move fast enough, he's going to be gone, right?
Exactly. And if she doesn't put out, she doesn't put out sexually.
Can you speak to, because I get this question a lot, okay? A lot of the women in my audience are women 40 and above, 40s to 70s, okay?
Yeah, same in mine.
And what I find is they think because they're of a certain age, it doesn't matter when they have sex. Can you speak to that a little bit and why it actually does matter still?
Yes, please. It does matter, because once you have sex, you're activating the oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone, right? And so you're going to get totally connected and attached to this person. And before you even know them, you don't know what they're about. You don't know if they're going to hurt you. You want to take it slow. You want to be in a measured stance about protecting yourself, right? I don't care if you're 70 years old, 60 years old, 50 years old, and we have women in our Love Mentor coaching program, all those ages, who have found success.
Yep.
You want to protect yourself and be kind of like the Bachelorette, that TV show where she has men courting her.
Right.
That makes you more desirable, actually. Guys who are winner guys, no matter what their age, and I don't care if they're in their 60s or 50s or whatever it is, they want a challenge. They want a little bit of a challenge. That they want something that they can't have that easily, right? So you let them work for it. You let them win you. You act like the goddess a little bit. You let them win you. That is biologically wired.
Right.
So it doesn't go away. It really doesn't go away with age. It does not, It's incredible. I mean, we had one woman in the Love Mentor coaching program. She was in her 60s, and she started having this experience of really being valued and loved in her coaching experience, in her mentoring experience, right? Mm-hmm. And she chose a what we call a diamond self name with her mentor, and I think it was Goddess Rose, something like that. But she got into horseback riding. She was doing a lot of horseback riding. And there's some photos of her. She looks like a goddess on the horse. Even though she's in her 60s, she's like flowing, riding on this horse. Now, the horse was given to her by a guy. The horse was given to her by a guy who was courting her, right? And she wasn't that easy to get. She did not jump into bed with him.
That's awesome.
And she was like a teenager. She really, even though she was in her 60s, became like a teenager. She was just having the time of her life, really having the time of her life and letting guys court her.
I love that. And I thank you for clarifying, because a lot of women in their 40s plus tend to disagree with me that they need to wait. And I'm like, no, it doesn't change just because of age. So thank you for clarifying this for women, because I know they've been wondering about this. So, Dr. Diana, I know you have a free gift for the ladies. So can you share with them what that free gift is?
Absolutely. You know, I mentioned I have a team of love mentor coaches. They're amazing. They're the people I would go to if I had a problem. And I can offer your viewers and listeners a free session. It's a 40-minute session by phone or Skype with one of these amazing love mentor coaches. And all they need to do is go to lovin90days.com or click below on the link and fill out the form. And here's the important part. Fill out the coaching form. You'll see a coaching tab there. Fill out the coaching form, and at the bottom, put in Suzanne sent me. Be sure to put in Suzanne sent me, because that way I can guarantee that you get your session. Otherwise, sometimes we just get too many requests and we have to turn people away. Unfortunately, we've turned lots of people away, but we just don't have, the space. But put in Suzanne sent me, get your free session, and I'm sure you'll really get a lot out of it.
Awesome. So ladies, if you would like to get that free session, you can click right here below the video to go to Dr. Diana's site, and you can claim that free session. And if you're listening to the podcast, please go to Diana, it's Love in 90 Days.
Lovin90days.com. Okay. And just click on the coaching tab. Suzanne sent me.
Perfect. So thanks everybody for joining us on the Single on Stiletto show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you would like to view the videos, you can go to singleonstilettos.com. If you'd like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you would like to get our free video series, the Secrets About Men video series, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleonstilettos.com.